The season might be slowing down, the leaves are falling, the air is getting crisp, but your garden story isn't over yet. What have you been doing to prepare to still enjoy your garden in the off season, in that hunger gap? Winter isn't an ending, it is a transition, a time to store, to protect, and to prepare for the cycle to come. So let's dig into how you can keep your garden alive even through the cold months ahead. When most people think of preserving, they picture canning jars lined on a shelf, a freezer full of veggies, and that is part of it. Okay, we are going to talk about that. But preserving your garden is more than just keeping food, it's keeping the momentum. Nature doesn't stop in winter, it shifts. The energy goes underground. The soil rests, the microbes slow down, and the plants that remain are quietly preparing for spring. We can do the same thing by preserving what we've grown, protecting the life in our soil, and reflecting on what we've learned this season. So, I am definitely going to have a live stream where we reflect on the 2025 growing season. So, make sure you are subscribed to be notified when we have that show. Excuse me. Let's talk about root storage. Our root crops, the carrots, the beets, turnips, if you can stand them, are some of the easiest to store long term. You can tuck them into a cool container filled with some damp sand or sawdust. I wonder if people can use peat moss. Have you ever seen that or heard of that? Let me know what you do with your carrots and beets. I usually just put them in a bag that's open in the crisper drawer in the refrigerator. I've seen people have an extra refrigerator just for this kind of thing, to put ferments in, to put extra root crops in, all kinds of little things that they're working on that needs to be like a refrigerator pickle, maybe. There's also the leaving it in the ground as long as you can. That is nature's refrigerator. Simple, effective, zero energy use, right? Then we have our shelf life stuff. So, winter squash, potatoes, onions, garlic. If I'm forgetting any, let me know in the comments section. We have talked about how wiping down our winter squash with some apple cider vinegar helps kill any mold spores or fungus that would spoil our crop, and it gives us a chance to individually look at each one. We know about curing potatoes, garlic, and onions so they will sit on our shelves in a cool, dark place. Those are kind of the easier preserving our garden for the winter. Growing beans to dry, making sure they're fully dried out. Growing popcorn, letting it fully dry out to the moisture level that you need to pop it. Now there's that next level, freezing, I would say is next, and then canning. There's water bath and pressure can, depending on where you live. It might just all be one thing. If you still got tomatoes, peppers, green beans, those are things that we can preserve to then enjoy in the wintertime. And you know what? It's saving money, because have you seen what it costs to buy things at the grocery store? Okay. Canning your sauces, making bases for soup, or making the entire soup batch and saving it for later by either canning or freezing. Maybe you want pickles. We talked about fermenting a little bit. There's all kinds of things you can ferment. It lets you enjoy the taste of your garden in the middle of January, okay? Don't forget herbs. You can chop them and freeze them in olive oil cubes for a pop of summer flavor in winter meals. I've seen people, like, this is kind of a sidebar because they said freeze in cubes. Watermelon. Do any of you freeze your watermelon in cubes to then, what do they do with it? Is it like blend it like a slushy, I think, in the winter? I have never tried that. It sounds interesting though. And then herbs, you can also bring them inside and grow them indoors, or you can dry them and have your spices in whatever vessel you want. Some kind of jar usually is what people choose. You know, I'm going to talk about seed saving, and I think I'm going to get into a more deeper conversation with this based on a video I saw today that I'll talk about in a different episode. But I am going to remind you that I did a collaboration with Robin Gardens on seed saving basics. Check it out. It's packed with information, hands-on, visual, how to do things. It's fantastic. Each seed you save from your own plants has adapted to your garden's soil, your weather, the wind, your care. Whether it was a lot of care or not a lot of care, they have it in their memory. They have a communication, the roots with the soil microbes, to then create the seed. Saving them isn't just practical, it's a way of passing your garden story forward into the next season. It is a must. And I'm really going to push it next year. I did a lot of seed saving this year, and I'm going to go even more. Like, I was thinking about Thanksgiving coming up, and I am the one that's going to cook the meal for the bulk of the family. And I'm thinking of having little jars with the label of some sort on what the seed is and where it came from. If it came from someone who's no longer here and they've saved seed and now we have their seeds. If it came from this year's garden, last year's garden, now the new gardener taking over, which is me in the land. I grow a garden on a property where I don't live here in Minnesota. And I just think it would really let us connect to our purpose in the garden or our ancestors' story, to just have those seeds displayed at our Thanksgiving table. Now, I'm not saying it'll be ones that we're eating, like I'm thinking of beans for seeds that you eat. No, it's to have the invitation at the table of the conversation on the importance of preserving this garden in that style. You get what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section. Are you following me with this? Okay, so like I said, I can get pretty deep, I think, in another episode about this whole seed saving business. Let's talk about soil. Bare soil in winter loses life fast. If any of you live in an agricultural community, let me know what you see in the comments. Do you see bare, black, brown, red, whatever soil you have, bare fields that have been dug up? Or are you seeing cover crops? We have this one valley where it is so beautiful in the winter because it is cover cropped. It has so much life in it. And it is life changing to watch big ag use cover crops. I love it so much. That bare soil in the winter does lose life fast. So a simple layer of straw, shredded leaves, quick growing cover crops. Diversity is your best friend in that when we talk about cover crops. You're protecting beneficial microbes, earthworms, and all of the little systems that are keeping your garden thriving. Think of it like tucking your garden into bed for a long, cozy nap. We all hear about the blanket of snow being an insulator for our lovely perennials. Well, last year we got so much cold, which is normal, but no snow. We'd get snow, it'd warm up, it'd melt, it'd leave. We had perennials die out and not come back because we didn't have our blanket of snow. Now, I am supposed to be planting garlic this week, hopefully tomorrow. I'm not sure when this will be uploaded. And I'm going through the process of, okay, preparing the soil. Is there anything I want to put in the soil? Do I want to add any liquid to, what's the word? Like soil drench. Put the garlic in, cover it back up, compost on top, and then a layer of leaves, like tucking it in. And I'm running out of time, I feel like. Normally, we do that by October, or by Halloween, I mean, in October, but it's been too warm, to be honest. Now we're in November, and we are crashing into the cold temps, and so I need to get it in. And I did seed save. It's garlic I grew that I'm going to keep replanting. Okay, so because we're talking about leaves, you can bag the leaves to take them to another location in your garden, on your property. Let's say you have a huge property. You can bag them to move them. You can put them on a tarp to scoot them from the neighbors, right? But I don't want you to bag them up and get rid of them off-site. You can chop them up. I've seen people use a weed whacker in the pile, which I thought was a little interesting because I've always seen it done with some kind of mulching mower. You can just let them drop where they are. You can rake them, layer them, put them on your garden beds. That's something that we did a couple weeks ago on one garden. We still have like, 1, 2, 3 other ones to do still. 4 maybe. What do you do with your leaves? Let me know in the comments below. They're going to slowly break down through the winter. I definitely put leaves over my strawberry bed. They're going to feed the soil with carbon and nutrients. If we just pile up the leaves in a pile and that breaks down, once you have the pile, like 75% of it shrinks once it's breaking down and you get leaf mold, right? Every leaf is a free resource that nature gave you. Take advantage of it. I think one of the most important things to preserve in winter is your mindset, okay? The garden might be sleeping, but that gives us time to reflect. What worked this year? What didn't? What surprised you? I'm so having a live stream where I talk about my reflection on the whole year because I have things to say. So make sure you are subscribed to be notified when we go live to do that conversation. Winter is when gardeners become dreamers again, right? How many of you are already excited for spring and we're not even in winter yet? Put your comment in the put your write a comment in the why can't I say that? Just you know what I'm saying. It's the season of planning or flipping through seed catalogs. I know I've already signed up for some to be, the free catalog. I want the physical one, not the digital one. I think November. I think November is when they start to mail them out. It's that time of imagining. Now I'm a pen and paper person when it comes to like planning out the garden plan for the next year. Some people use technology now. We have all these apps and programs and things. Let me know how you plan. Preserving isn't about holding on to the past. It's about preparing the ground inside and out for what's next. So thank you for joining me today on Learn as You Grow. If this episode inspired you to start your own winter garden preservation ritual, share it with another grower who might need that little reminder. You can help support the channel by visiting the merch store. Link is in the description, or sponsor a future episode by emailing me at shawneegrows@gmail.com. Until next time, grow every day in every way.